Alrighty, so how's it, guys? Thanks for thanks for joining us. Engorged Rabbit. Refrain from spamming caps, dude. But wasabi. Yeah. So unfortunately, tonight was gonna be the night we said goodbye to Bessy Beneath, but Bessy Beneath is already gone. So we're going to have to take a little bit of a different approach tonight. So I'm going to show you my new map. It's going to take me a second to get sorted out, and I will jump in with not a new map, but a new map that I've been playing on, and I'll show you what's there. So if you bear with me just for a few seconds longer, I will have that map up and running, and we'll be able to go from there. This is No Man's Land, and it has been, how can we put it, heavily modified. So it's No Man's Land, but it has no trees, and it is a little bit stripped out, but it's still impressive nonetheless. And starting with $300,000 in debt, and a few other little factors, so it has been a little bit of a learning curve. It's much like Bessy Beneath, but not as harsh. The sad thing is, Bessy, we were at 150,000 in debt, and after we'd cleared the fields and we'd sold one of the fields, we would have made back our 400,000. So we would have been fine. So we achieved the goal of being able to get onto the map, get the 400,000 recovered, establish a farm, and get going. So it was pretty neat. So, bear with me while we jump into the new map. Well, newish map. I've been on this for probably about a week and a half already, playing with a few other players, and it's been an interesting space. Righty, so while that's loading, let's just check a few things, make sure we're all okay. Go and spam all our friends and make sure they jump online. We want to make sure we keep our averages up. Let's see if Justin's available. How are you, Engorged Rabbit? I don't think I saw you on Saturday. Were you in stream? Okay, so let's just get this running. We have built a crazy farm here. So this farm is, let me show you the map. It's going to be a little bit vacant and while it's populating, but we own 11, 12, 21, 22, 31, 32, and we own 41, 42. So we own that whole strip of 8 fields. I think they're 7 hectare a piece, if I'm not mistaken, and we've basically plowed up that whole one side. So we got to harvest all of that grass over there, which we have to do manually. We have to harvest 21 and 22 and 12 manually, and then we have to go and get it all plowed. This has just not refreshed yet. It is actually already under, I think it's under corn. Yes, it's under, I stand corrected. It's not, it's under sunflower. I put it under sunflower. That's still growing, and I think that tractor's stuck, actually. Let's just go and have a look. Ha! Well, that's great. Just wasted a whole lot of fuel standing there waiting for me to come and fix it. Tried to be on Saturday's stream, but I had an extremely bad Wi-Fi. No, it's all good, dude. I mean, if you don't make it, you don't make it. I'm just used to seeing you, that's all. So if you're not here and you can't make it, it's absolutely fine. I love the fact that you are in regularly and you kind of support me. I really do appreciate that, and you are one of the reasons why I made it to affiliate. So I value every single one of you, everybody that's in stream, everybody who watches after the fact, and everybody who's just kind of given a little bit of moral support. I appreciate all of you guys, even those who just kind of sit on the stream and lurk. And I know there's 3 specific regulars that we don't see too often. You guys are appreciated just as much as those guys that are on the stream constantly talking. Alrighty, so did you at least enjoy it? I mean, I'm kind of trying to grow some content, but I'm finding that I'm repeating a little bit of what I'm doing. So I just want to be careful that I don't do the same stuff over and over again. What is pretty exciting, what is coming up, is we're going to be taking a completely new spin on the survival mode. We're going to move away from public servers, and we're going to host our own server, and we're going to invite people to come and play with us. Unfortunately, I don't own these servers, and as much as the guys that I play with, the Join MGN guys, they're brilliant, and I wouldn't replace them for anything. It is still a thing of I don't have any control over the environment. So it's not for any other reason than I do want to just make a little bit more of a public space available that people that are more South Africa based can actually take advantage of it. Okay, well, I appreciate that. What did you find interesting? Let's have a conversation. Oh, by the way, I've just gotten a new headset, a Rapu VH530, and to me, it fits a lot better. The sound quality is a lot better. So I'd appreciate any feedback you may have. Uh, it feels, it doesn't feel like it's crushing my ears, which is what normally happens with these headsets. So you know, like I said, any input is appreciated. And if I need to adjust anything, please give me a shout and I'll get it adjusted. Okay, let's just have a look here. Alrighty, so the fun part of this map is it is so vast. It's very mountainous, but at the same time it is almost like it's almost a US map mixed with a like a British map. So it's actually quite interesting. So I'm gonna go and take my little tractors. I was 300,000 in debt, just to give you an idea. Just moving grass around, buying all my equipment. I've already recovered 130, and I have, quite a list of equipment that's available. I own the harvester. It's not leased or anything like that, which is a big deal. That was 350,000 for all of that, the headers and the machine itself. In fact, no, it was more than that. It was 350,000 for the header with the machine. The corn header was an additional purchase after that. And these bales over here are also just as valuable. They are coming in at a crazy amount a piece. So making money on this map is actually pretty simple. Yeah, yeah, it is actually quite interesting how empty the map is. It's just this big block. It's actually this is a survivalist map. So if you look at that map over there, it's designed to be the toughest it possibly can be. You're meant to play this with very old school equipment. You're meant to play this with you're like the Ferguson pack and that kind of thing, where it costs very little, but it is practically a worthless vehicle. And you slowly build up by chopping down trees and everything. If you take the normal map, there's scattered trees all over the place. So it's not even that you can buy a piece of land and it's enough to cover. You can build a farm out of just harvesting that one farm. You make enough to be able to harvest the farm, and then enough to buy another piece of land, and then maybe a little bit more on top of that, and it kind of adds up from there. There's a lot of guys that stream like hardcore kind of survivalist type maps. Let me just see. I think I screwed up. There we go. Hardcore survivalist maps that use this specific map, and that was the way it was designed. Alien Jim, the guy who designed this map, very specifically made this something for the guys who wanted to do a little bit of role play, and it is commonly accepted as the survivalist map because of the way it's been structured. I haven't actually seen anything that's good in that space. Oh, really? Thanks. That's great. Well, that was the whole idea. I was getting some feedback from a few people saying that my headset wasn't that great. However, the headset I had wasn't terrible to start with. It was a set of Vipers, and they weren't exactly cheap. Problem is, the mic has got a little arm on it that flips up and down, and when it flips up, it mutes, and when it's down, it's unmuted. Um, Problem with that is that the more that moves, the more that little mechanism starts failing, and eventually you get to a point where that little mute button doesn't do anything except frustrate you. But and it hurt my ears. It was insane how painful it was wearing that headset for my normal 4 hours of stream. Even getting to hour 1 and 2 was difficult. Alrighty, so I want to just go and fix that. Alright, so that pallet, which I knocked around earlier, has become a problem. And that's going to be a problem as well. Alright, let's try this again. Let's go past and reverse in. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, so I went and cut this grass. I've still got to go and bale it, but I've got a whole lot of bales lying in the field that I don't want to leave there because they run into my crops. Right now, there's nothing there to worry about, but when the sunflower starts growing, the tractor can go in because it has the narrow tires, but the trailer can't. It basically rips a hole through my fields. So I'm going to rather just go and pick all of this up before the time and make sure that we've got as little as possible up there, and maybe go and sell them all. And if you're asking why the different colors, it's just I changed balers halfway through. I was leasing a baler and then I went and sold it and bought my own one, and this is just the wrap color that gets used. So I've been working on my actual streaming tool, OBS, and I've added a few items, like the intro screen is a little bit better. I've got a better theme running, and soon I'll have things like announcements of subscriptions and bits and that type of thing, which is already in place. So as people start using that feature, it'll announce. And then my countdown time has been added, and I've also gone along and added a music component, which should be available probably by the next stream, where you could actually select a song. You can actually go and pick a song and play it, and it'll play in stream. You kind of pay with your tokens that you get off the stream, or you get for free. And if you want to pick a commercial song, that'll take bits. You see how far down these things run. I mean, that's my bale over there that's run all the way to the end of the field. And if I had to drive up this field, I'll probably find more bales anyway. Yeah, emojis, they're not a high priority for me at the moment, but they will come. I'm trying my hand at doing a little bit of graphic design. I wouldn't say that it's a forte yet, but I've got the tools and I have a little bit of skill. I'm sure I will get it figured out, and I'll do some crazy emoji that everybody likes and can unlock and have a little bit of fun with. And if I had to put in an emoji, what would appeal to you? I mean, what would grab you? Something crazy, something a little bit laid back, you know. Sure as hell not going to put my face in there. People would buy it to scare kids. This poor little tractor. Fair enough, I am pulling 500 tons, because each of these bales are 20 tons. So, yeah. So by the time I've picked up these 3 bales, I'll have 600 tons on the back here. So you can't really blame the little tractor for battling up the hill. However, those hills are crazy steep. If you look at it from this angle, it doesn't look that impressive. But if you look at the road and how sharp that goes up, I have to use the big Deutz to I have to use the big Deutz to actually get up there. Otherwise, it just doesn't make it. See, I can do it. Alrighty, so what I was saying is we're going to be looking at having a little bit of fun going forward. I want to change kind of how the maps and everything hang together. So changing where the maps are going to be hosted is one thing. The other thing is we're going to start the maps kind of at a point in time, and the little project that I've got is I want to kind of do farming through the ages. So we will have preset equipment that we can use that would only have existed in the 50s and then the 60s and then the 70s. Hopefully I can find the mods to make this happen, but the goal is to actually, I'll have equipment that is in place, you know, the biggest and baddest and also the smallest and lightest of that era, and I will do seasons, and season 1 will be 50s equipment, season 2 will be 60s equipment, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughts, and then the current gear, and see what that does and how that plays out. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a little bit of fun. It'll be something different. Yeah, and see where we go with it. 345, that's not bad. So these bales are 600 tons of bales. I should get about 170,000 for this. Yeah, actually it might be a little bit more. Let's see. And then we're also going to start, or at least I'm also going to start streaming other games. I want to start looking at World Warshops, and I am definitely looking at Escape from Tarkov. Maybe get a little bit of diversity, moving away from the simulator only approach that I've been on lately. 207,000. Nah, that is insane. I can pay off all my debt. There we go. Debt be gone. Okay, cool. So I don't really need much. I need a tractor, a tractor trailer. So in other words, a truck and trailer to be able to move all my corn around. I have got trailers that are already available, but they're what are the guys up to now? Okay, so I've already got trailers. They do 63 tons. The problem is, if the biggest tractor trailer that is available in game is the pace setter, which is 60,000. So if I take the 3 trailers that I've got, which are one of these and 2 of those make 63 tons together, and my tractor pulls it fine. So if I got a big truck which can drive faster, fair enough, I can get this Wilson pace setter, but the pace setter does not allow me to hook anything behind. So basically I've got the 60 tons and that's it. Notty and his sunflower. So the other thing is, I'm going to call it on the grass at the top there. So I want to plow the rest of that field. You think? Wow, because you think I'd suck at it, or is it just because you think it would be fun to watch? Because now remember, I've got the attention span of a ferret, and if I go and play FPS and I go and try and keep you guys entertained at the same time, yeah, that could be fun in itself. So it would be interesting. So I'll give it a try. Let's get some juice in here. I'll try anything once. You know what? I might even just go and start something where I go and do maybe a little bit of a challenge. You know, a little bit of a reward where you use the channel points where you can go and do. Yeah, Engorged Rabbit, you suck too, my friend. I can live with it. I'm a big boy. I can handle it when people are being completely gorgeous about stuff. So no, on a serious note, I don't know. I think I'd do okay. I think it would be kind of fun. I try anything once, but what I would do is I would go and do it with somebody else. So I'll go and get into a squad or something, and I'll let them do all the hard work, and I'll just be the guy that's announcing where everybody is. Maybe get some guys to do some stream sniping. Wouldn't that be fun? I'd be shot just for saying that. But anyway, guys, let's go and get rid of this grass and see if this little tractor can handle this hill. So if you see all those bales that I made there, those bales were literally just 3 lines of this grass. There were 20 bales. It's 2 cuts that I've got here. So I mowed it once, I raked it, and then I left it. And then I mowed it again, raked it, and now I'm picking it all up. So I would say I'm getting probably about 1,000 tons, maybe a little bit more off this field. Because we've done 3 lines, we've got 2 left. I'd say it's about 200 tons a line, give or take a bit, and there is still a very fine line there, so maybe 1,100 tons. No, look, face facts. I don't think I'm gonna make name as the best streamer, FPS streamer out there. I do kind of suck at it, but that's not the point. The point is, it's all about the fun. What I present is not around how talented I am in whatever game I'm gonna play. It's it's that Joe Average can play a game and keep up with the rest of the boys and have a lot of fun doing it. So if I suck at it, I accept that. If you guys call me out for sucking at it, well, then we'll change the game and we'll go and do something else. But if it's a lot of fun for everybody, regardless of how well I play or how bad I suck, that's kind of the whole point. So we'll see. Maybe after my FSL training tomorrow night, I'll stream some. I still got to buy it. I'm thinking about Tarkov, or maybe Modern Warfare. I will see. World of Warships, though, I am getting a little bit better. Still got to figure out the mechanics behind the game. So outside of the actual gameplay, how you build stuff. How you make sure your machine, your ships are upgraded and you have the best that you can possibly have. All of that kind of thing. That's something I'm still learning. But that's got nothing to do with skill. That's just learning the mechanics of the game. And yeah, I think I'll do pretty well with the game. I get a good. Sometimes I hit like 150, 180,000 points on a fairly low-level ship. So I can. Most games I do 30,000 damage, and we're talking playing with like a tier 3, 4, 5, maybe a tier 6 ship. So it's none of the elite stuff, it's just the basic kind of stuff. Okay, let's see if this works. The other thing is, I keep on putting the audio off. There we go, that's a little bit better. Playing to dead air is never fun. That's not too loud, is it? But the other problem is I need to go and buy myself this guy to be able to pull the cedar up the steep hill. Just increasing the motor is 83 grand. Yes, actually this is a real life baler. This you could go, depending on where you are, you can go find this exact model which does exactly this. You know, it's made for silage baling, it's made for wrapping bales on the fly. It's a genuine piece of equipment. It's not something that's just been created for the game. That's actually a little bit off-putting. The other thing is I've got to get the volume on my headset right. Comes across as being very loud. Trick of getting to know a new piece of equipment. It's really comfortable though. I definitely would recommend getting this for anybody who's doesn't have the budget to go and get like the pro kit, but wants to have something decent to game with. Hey Jess. Yeah, unfortunately Bessy Beneath had to go. The map was taken away a little bit sooner than expected, and yeah, it is what it is, man. We live and learn, and I'll make sure that I play on my own servers going forward, and not as anything against the guys at MGN where I've been playing and streaming from at the moment. It's just playing on my own servers. I've got a little bit more control. You know, I can actually dictate what happens, you know, when, and spin up stuff. I don't have to ask anybody for permission to do anything. When we play on a multiplayer server, generally you have to be cognizant of all the other guys that you're playing with and make sure that, you know, they have a fair game as well. And I'm cool with all of that, but if you're streaming, you want to have a little bit of control yourself. If I take, for example, the Stranded in a Foreign Country series that I'm busy with at the moment, that's on my own server, and I'm able to go and add and move mods and, you know, go and update the system as required. And it does make it a lot easier, and especially the fact that I can pause the game between streams, so I can almost play it like a real day per stream episode type approach. Gotta love the way these bells go flying off the seal, which is... This one's still going to be able... No, there it goes. It's going faster than what the tractor's going. But yeah, Jess, one cool thing was that Bessy Beneath actually achieved our goal of killing our debt. We had maybe a day left that we were going to go and farm on there. I sold all the sheep, I sold all the cattle, I was in the process of harvesting the last bit of the fields, and we were at 150,000 in debt before all of that, and the 2 additional fields that I had, well, the 3 additional fields that I had bought other than the base game fields, and the harvest that I was going to take off, I calculated that at about 270,000 in total. Without selling all my equipment, I could still carry on farming with what I had. So I made it out of debt by 120,000. So I achieved my goal, so it was kind of going to go. I just want to do 20 more bales off the back of this, and then we're going to put in the cedar and plant some cash crops in here. So we're going to put in some soybeans or something of that nature. The problem with these 20,000 litre bales is tend to not pay attention, and then the last minute the bales wrap up and you have to jump and pick up everything, and I can't reverse to save my life on this map. Wow, these fields are big. It takes probably about 10 to 12 minutes to clear from one side to the other on this baler, and it runs at what, about between 12 and 15. Up the hills it sometimes goes as low as 3 or 4 because of the sheer weight that is moving around and how steep the mountain is, the hill is. So 20 going down the hill. This is where we want to be, but unfortunately it's not always going to work out that way. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what's happening with this big guy over here. So you're done. Okay, so what do you think? Soy. I think if we put soy down on that very mountainous area over there, if we just run it all the way to the end, I think we should be fine. Problem is, this machine cannot pull this cedar all the way up that hill. So if I look at this, let's have a look at what this tractor's worth. Maybe we go and sell this guy. So the Deutz is 171, but if I take it to the actual sell point, I get about 190, maybe 200 for it. There is a little bit of a markup in doing that. The tractor that I want, as much as I don't have any debt, that is a 438,000 euro tractor, and I need the big engine. So 500,000. So I've recovered out of debt, and I would go straight back into debt using that tractor. So what I'm rather going to do is go get a seeder, a planter. So we want to replace this guy. So that Great Plains 142, it's great for the lower fields, but for the bigger fields it doesn't work so well. So I can go change the Vaderstad, which is what I had originally, or I can go for the Tempo L16. The problem is, this over here can plant pretty much everything. So it's one planter that does everything. This over here is it's only going to do corn, sunflower, soybeans, and then cotton. I wonder if cotton's not an option. Cotton and beet. So, but it fertilizes, whereas this one doesn't fertilize. So it's kind of a toss-up. Otherwise, I go for this. I have got this guy. I think it's a car. So here's the Condor 15001. That's a really nice piece of kit. It's 199 kilowatt. It only does the like grain type stuff, but it'll do the trick just fine. So if I go and get that guy over there, and I'd rather sell this big guy over here, so let's do exactly that. Let's go and get rid of you. And let's go in. There's a little bit of a cheat resetting it. You're doing 100 follow. No, I've got a monthly draw, so we've got 15 days left of the draw. There's nothing in the YouTube stream at the moment. Thanks, Engorged Rabbit, I appreciate it. But I am watching it and it's quiet. I don't think I've got anybody in that stream at the moment. Unfortunately, my counter has disappeared. Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, guys. I didn't even see that you had commented in there. It looked like you were in the same stream. Sorry, Deacon. Sorry, Ifan. Really, I don't know why. I just cannot help but butcher your name, dude. Yeah. So what we're doing is we've got a giveaway for a alpine farming. I haven't checked, but I can check who has entered. because of the what I'm using, I can only see certain names on there. I can't see everybody's name. It's one of those you pay for more kind of things. But we have got the stream prize that's going to be done on the 30th of this month. And that is, well, not the 30th, on the Thursday the 1st we'll do the announcement as to who won the prize. For those who know Gleam, you will actually find out who won the prize on the Gleam app long before I announce it. It's an automatic draw, so I have no control over who gets picked. And let's just see. Okay, so I've got 56 entries and there's 15 days left on this. So if we go pop this in quickly. There we go. Yeah, there's Engorged Rabbit. There's actually two people there. I messed up. I did not look at it properly and I saw the comment from Mr. Richards and it looked like it was right. But in actual fact, he had commented on both sides. So a little bit of a mess up on my side. But to the people following on YouTube, I'm going to post those links in there for you guys now. I don't want you to feel like you're being excluded, and let's get some of the YouTube subscribers in place so that you guys can win as well. This draw will happen once a month, so we will be looking at getting a new prize each month. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but generally it's going to be some key related thing on YouTube. And I'm going to post those links in there for you guys now. It could be differing games as well. We're looking at some things like doubloons in World of Warships. Maybe if I can get it organized, maybe a giveaway on Escape from Tarkov. And then also maybe looking at some of the other simulators that I want to get more involved with. Flight Simulator, as much as I have got it and I want to stream it, it is unfortunately something that I think is a little bit too monotonous. The farming simulator can be monotonous at times, but it's not nearly as boring as Flight Simulator. Because you just do nothing for 20 minutes or half an hour at a time. Okay, so let's go and see who we're going to go and victimize here. Let's take back this guy over here. So I'm gonna go, no, let's not do that. Let's take this big guy, reset it, and go sell this and go and get the slightly smaller one, and stay away from the sunflower and the corn. I've got, I think, about 110,000 liters of corn at the moment. Wrong button. So I've been harvesting on quite a bit already, and if we're going to look at my corn, we're looking at 197,000 liters of corn that's already in place. So it's been going pretty well. So I'm going to sell this big guy over here. It was worth quite a bit of money, so hopefully I get something decent back. And we go for a slightly smaller machine. Love the way you can drive over stuff. Okay, so let's just park you over there. Ooh, latency is picking up a little bit and being a little bit of a pain. Okay, 2 days, 6.3 hours. You lose a lot of value. I think that thing's 140,000. 142,000. In 6.3 hours, I've lost, what, 41,000 value on that. Okay, so we're going to go and get a cedar. And we're going to go for the Condor 1500. So, and I've got just enough money for it. Perfect. Let's hope my tractor can actually pull this thing without a problem. 6.3 hours. I've lost what, 41,000 value on that. Okay. Still not back into debt again, and I've got a pile of bales and I've got a pile of grain. So I'm going to go and see what my grain's worth. If the corn prices are good, then maybe I will go and buy my tractor trailer and sell the ones that I've got, get rid of one of the tractors that I've got, because now I don't need as many tractors because I'm a little bit kitted out a little bit better. But this big guy, the Deutz, is the Fendt, sorry, the Fendt does 63 k's an hour. So maybe I just go and sell grain with those trailers. I can do 63,000 liters at a time, whereas the truck trailer I can only do 60,000, and I get the benefit of I'll run it a little bit faster, getting 83 instead of 63. So I don't think it's much of a gain. So I think this is lime. Might be fertilizer. No, that looks like. That's fertilizer. So I can get rid of you. Not going to be much. Oh, I'm going to have to make a loan to get fertilizer. Okay, so let's go and come on, you can do it. Ah, I'm being an idiot. You have to open the right doors. Oh, lovely. Okay, this could take a while. These sinks normally take a little bit longer. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to sync, guys, yeah, definitely go and check out joinmgn.net. Really great group of guys out there. They have a really cool system going. You know, everybody's plays pretty well together, and it's just a lot of fun. So I'm just punching that into the two streams. They pretty much welcome everybody. They've got a silage server that they play on, just to, you kind of spend 2 weeks on there just to get an idea, so they can understand who you are, and you jump into the Discord and you chat with them. And once you've spent your 2 weeks and they're comfortable with you, then what they will do is they'll invite you to be a member, or you apply to be a member, and if you get approved, then you get to play on the members servers like I'm on at the moment. And for those who were on right at the beginning of the stream, and I'll show you a little bit later again, there's actually I think they've got 4 servers at the moment, but they kind of fluctuate between 4 and 5, depending on what's there. Alright, potato. Let's jump into chat with these guys and see what they have to say. Ah, Betsy. Alright, so I've just received news that Bessy Beneath is actually still alive. They were just busy with something on the server, so I will do Bessy Beneath again next week, on Thursday. But Thursday will be our goodbye to Bessy Beneath. It will be the final stream on that map. If we do Bessy Beneath again, it'll be a completely different stream starting from scratch. So for now, we're going to just stick with the No Man's Land, and then we'll go and do Bessy Beneath on Thursday. Um, I'm going to formalize my stream schedule a little bit more. We've got Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 10 until 11:30, pretty consistently. But I want to add Mondays, Wednesdays for the same time slot after my training to go and do other games. Like I said, Escape from Tarkov, maybe depending on the cost of the game, and look at Flight Simulator possibly, depending on how it goes. And definitely want to go and do. Yeah, I don't know about ETS2 and ATS, but there's Automation Nation that we can look at, and then maybe some other some other FPS games like Warzone and that type of thing. So I do want to mix it up a little bit. World of Warships, definitely. I will mix and match and maybe alternate every other week, different games. So if you guys have got any suggestions, I am definitely open to it. Give me a shout and we'll see how it goes. This is nuts. Righty. I don't know if any of you guys caught my radio stream tonight. We're going on. We're talking about the FSL and the events that are going to be happening this weekend. I really, really urge you guys to go and watch that stream. I'm going to be hosting it off my channel for the day. I'll actually be streaming it and commentating on the matches as they go, in line with the guys. So if you want to see the show but want to get my angle on it, join me on Saturday while the match is alive. Yeah, it is sweaty. So yeah, join me on Saturday. We'll be starting our stream just before the actual events start, and then on Sunday as well, we'll be streaming that live, just with a little bit of a weatherman angle. Wow, this is nuts. Come on, guys. So yeah, join me on Saturday. We'll be starting our stream just before the actual events start, and then on Sunday as well, we'll be streaming. Wow, that's quite impressive. Just with a little bit of a weatherman angle. So one of the guys in the group just made us aware that they're expecting 5 inches of rain over the next 2 days. There's a tropical storm called Sally passing through their area. That's pretty scary stuff. Okay, so yay! That only took about 6 months. Let's go and see. Now I can't drive because now I've got a latency issue. Blame the tools, absolutely. Saturday at 12. I'll give you the exact schedule now, if you give me 1 second. So this is Central European time, which is the same as South African time. The events are prize pool is 100,000, which is amazing. Let's just go and have a look. I just want to give you the exact details. Schedule. Okay, so it is FSL World Championship, and I've actually got a specific event website that I'm opening up here. Here we go. So it is 12 p.m. CEST, which is the same as at the moment 12 p.m. CAT, Central African Time. For those of you that are not in South Africa or in Europe, it's 10 a.m. UTC. So in the US, you guys would be behind us. That would probably put you around 6 a.m. in the morning, depending on which time zone you're in. And for those further along, it'll be later in the afternoon. But it is a 3 hour stream or 4 hour stream that will be sitting online with the guys from 12 p.m. And we're expecting to see the initial matches starting with Grimmer versus Lindner, and then Krona versus John Deere, VK versus Trelleborg, and then Burning Gamers versus Horsch. Alright, but enough of that. Let's see if I'm close enough for this. Obviously not. Come on. I've got the right thing here. Yeah, that's the fertilizer over there. Why are you not cooperating? It's not like there's a money issue. I've got nearly 3,000 euros available. It does this sometimes. I don't understand what the issue is. There we go. There we go. Finally. Okay, so I need to go and borrow some money. 5 grand will be more than enough, I think. Alright, so you're ready to roll. And we can set you up to go on this side. Yeah, it just depends on the time zone there. Different areas of the US, there's 4 different time zones across the US. Well, technically 5. So it just depends on where in the US you are. You know, if you're East Coast versus West Coast, there's 4 hours difference, and if you're in Alaska, there's an additional hour there. So I unfortunately have to deal with that on a regular basis. My brothers are kind of one brother's kind of in the middle of the country in Alabama, and the other brother's in Canada, in Vancouver. So he's on the far west coast. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, I called out the names for the teams. I don't know if you caught that. Grimmer, Lindner, VK, Trelleborg, John Deere, um, Burning Gamers, Krona, and Horsch. Those are the 8 teams that made it in. So let's go and have a look at. Let's go and have a look at how much money we can make from the corn. And maybe I'll go and buy another trailer and make it 84,000 litres. Because of this big tractor that I've got, I can pull, a road train. I can pretend I'm in Australia and get them all done at the same time. Oops. Okay, corn. We've still got canola as well that we can sell. But for now, let's stick with the corn. So let's see what corn's going to give us. Corn is 703 edge grain volts, but we have to be quick. Fortunately, this thing remembers which spout you're pushing from and just fills up according to that. Alrighty, let's see what 63,000 litres gives us. 4 44,000 if my maths is correct. Alrighty, let's go and offload a little bit of grain. Let's see what speed we can get with this big guy. Ah, it helps if you have your fits in gear. Alright, so there's no roads on this map, so you just drive over the other guy's fields. Fortunately, because it's multiplayer, you can't really do any damage to anybody else's field. But I did find something interesting, that if his field is bordering onto my field, and I drive over the edge of his field, I will actually rip up his field, which is kind of silly. It's the only map I've ever seen it, but bearing in mind that this map doesn't really have any boundaries, so it could be like that for most maps, and you just don't see it because of the boundaries that are in place. You know, whether it's a hedge or something else, you kind of do have some kind of a barrier where you're not going to plant right to the edge. Okay, let's see. 44,000 liters is the number. I did tell it to offload. Okay, I'm confused. Why are you... idiot. So we can do 2 trailers at a time. There we go. Okay, so we've got... sold bales. Where is this now? Ah, there we go. Harvest income, 44,000. So we've got another 2 trips like this we can do. So call it 172,000 that we're going to make out of this. That's if we sell everything. And then we can take the canola. The cool thing about canola is it is a lot more valuable. At 43,000 I can get at 1,300, so that is going on, yeah, about double the price of corn. So I'll take 2 loads of corn, and I'll take that final load of canola and sell it all, and between all of those I should get for a 1,232 plus that 44,000 or 43,000 should give me about another 60. So call it 195 to 200. Engorged Rabbit, yeah, thanks dude, thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you. I'm looking forward to seeing how things go. I want to get a little bit more involved before you disappear with my followers, so I want to start creating game streams where you guys can jump in and join, regardless of what the game is, even if it's, you know, the basic stuff. Fall Guys is a good fun to do that with. I've got to try that still. But anyway guys, good night, have an awesome one, and hope to catch you again soon. Okay, so I think I'm going to actually give up on this tractor and take one of the smaller tractors. Where's the... it's on the baler, so the Fiat would be perfect for this job. So if I take this Deutz and I go and put the cedar behind it. Yeah, Gorged, see you on Thursday. Looking forward to it, mate. No, don't unhook the wrong trailer. Pay attention to what you're unhooking. It's never a great place to be. Yeah, and I promise Thursday will be the farewell to Bessy Beneath. Okay, so we're not going to do wheat here. Let's do soybeans. Does pretty well. I promise Thursday will be canola or soybeans. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with canola because it's easier to harvest because of the yield. Canola, and you go, boy. You do your thing. Okay, so we're not going to do wheat here. Let's do. Yeah, it's fine. It'll survive. Let's get rid of this. Do more grain once this is all done. Yeah, we'll take more corn back. The price is dropping, so I'm thinking I'm going to hold it for a bit. Maybe get another trailer and go and take the canola back. Yeah, Deacon, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I'm here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and probably going to do a few more streams from there. You're always welcome. Jump into my Discord if you want to get a little bit more actively involved with the streams. Thanks. Enjoy. Background on this is terrible. I can't read the writing. Got to fix that up a little bit. Yeah, Deacon, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I'm here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Okay, so that's all good. I want to see if it climbs the hill on the other side. That's why I changed it, because the other piece of equipment that we had was just not, it was just too heavy. Even with that big Fendt, the 1050, which has got a 380 horsepower motor, 390, it couldn't handle it. So let's go and have a look. The Fendt has a 380 kilowatt motor, 517 horsepower, and it couldn't pull that cedar up that was only 245 kilowatt. So the hill was just too steep for it. It couldn't handle it. This, however, it seems to be just bulleting away with that and handling fine. Has a 380 kilowatt motor, 517 horsepower, and it couldn't pull that cedar. Yeah, my grass is almost done. And I want to be clear before that machine gets here. Unfortunately, these fields are just between players, so this grass will just lies here. There's nothing we can do about it. Probably a bale worth here. That's just useless to anybody. Okay, let's go and see what this big fella's doing. Unfortunately, these fields are just between players, so this grass just lies here. There's nothing we can do about it. Probably a bale worth. Okay, he's not even gotten that far yet. He's been running that long, he hasn't even gotten to the end. Okay, well, it is what it is. Doesn't look like it's using much other than fertilizer, which is great. And I have got a trailer here somewhere that I can put fertilizer in. I think it's just under the corner of this first shed over here. And I can go and load fertilizer and go and refill it in the field. So you cannot understand how much time it took to actually get this field plowed. Unfortunately, I have guidance steering enabled, but guidance steering only does so much. You have to actually be sitting in the tractor for it to work. So if you look at my map, I'll show it to you now. If you look at my map, it is the length of 4 fields. going from one end to the other. That machine has been running that entire time I've been talking, and is only just reaching the end now. And fortunately, it's climbing the hill. I haven't even plowed these two fields over here. I still have to do them. I haven't plowed the other side of the mountain. I still have to do that. Once I've got all of this done, I'm going to go and split this field roughly where that road is. So I'll have 4 big farms. And between those 4 big farms, I would say, if I look at the corn, I only did the one field over there. I'd say I'd be doing in the region of about 1,000,000 liters of corn across all of these fields. That gave me nearly 200,000, and there's a whole section over there that's been cut out, and that road isn't exactly center of the map. It is a little bit off center. No, we did realign it, so it is center of the map, and then I've got a piece of road at the bottom here. So if that did 200,000 with that piece cut out, I would say we're looking at a 850, maybe 900,000, depending on the quality of the yield. Now, that's something that the worker doesn't do well on. It keeps on leaving stuff open like this. So I have to go and manually adjust these each time. It's a pain, but it's because it's so, it can't handle running on a hill. If you go and put a work on a hill, it just doesn't deal with that incline. It doesn't know, not being on a perfectly level surface, it doesn't know how to handle it. And the map, the game actually does have a limit. It's got 25 degree is the limit for fields. So beyond 25 degrees, most of the stuff doesn't work. It doesn't actually function correctly beyond that limit. So I'd be interested in whether or not Giants is actually going to do something to address that. My understanding is with the Alpine farming DLC, there's going to be some, under the skin type things that are going to be fixed to accommodate the new features and functions, and then hopefully kind of, just get the stuff a little bit better. It has come miles. It is nowhere near what it used to be. I mean, it used to be kind of, the workers just had no intelligence behind them. They just existed. So yeah, it's quite interesting how far they've come. Now, if we could just go that last little bit, we should be great. What happens when you're busy with other things. Oops. Alrighty, cool. So I wonder what they're bleating about now. So grass and hay and straw. He's probably thinking of silage. 352 is actually not bad. That's actually a pretty decent price. I'm actually going to go and wipe out what I can. I'm going to run this only until I've filled the bale, and then I'm going to stop. This little tractor is actually quite powerful, so I'm going to use it to go and run the corn back if the price has, if the price is okay. 702. I'm going to stick with the 702. If it drops under 700, then I'll stop selling. 6,000. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that equipment back. So let's have a look. What are these worth? 51,000. That trailer's 80,000. The tractor's 100 and something thousand. I might have to make a small loan to get the money back, but I'll pay it off quick enough. I've got 2 loads of corn, 44.88, so that puts us at 128, 129, say 130. Canola will put us another 60, so 190. That'll be enough with these bales to can recover, all the costs. Then this fella's planting soybeans, I think it is. Canola. Sorry, I made canola. Problem is, look at the incline. It misses a whole lot of stuff there, and there's nothing I can do about that. It's quite frustrating, actually. Alrighty, so I am going to cut the stream there. I think we've kind of covered what we need to cover, and I've hit my kind of 1 hour mark that I normally do. Let's go and see who we can raid, and let's go and have a look as who's on Twitch tonight. Okay, Twitchola. Okay, gotta wait for everything to load, so while that's doing its thing, let's just get this tractor in place. Oops. Okay, virtual farmer, red dirt. Hey, let's go and raid Red Dirt Ranch, and he's playing Farming Sim 19. Okay, raid Red Dirt Ranch. That's if I can spell. Alrighty, let's go and grab Red Dirt. Okay, cool. Why is it always so slow?
Going to use a lot of manure, because we're definitely going to have to get that mod in, and then we'll be able to judge how many buckets we'll have to use to get it to the field, right? What's up, weatherman? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So I think that mod will go on here. I'll probably put it in later this evening. Always good to